Jai Guruji, Shukrana Guruji, Meeting the Guru Who Changed Destinies, Chapter 2 from the book Surcharged with Divine Love by Sukhmani Aunty. Where are we going? I asked my mother, hoping it wasn't another trip to some saint or some religious place. Being a very pious and a spiritual person, my mother loved taking such trips, and my sister and I always got tagged along. Although I never saw my sister protest, I wasn't too keen on visiting any more saints. I had met too many, and each one had something or the other to say to me. You must pray more, your stars are bad, or your future life isn't going to be very happy one. And one even told me that my birth chart wasn't even worth reading since there wasn't a single good thing in it. Having heard such negative things about my life endless number of times from endless number of saints and soothsayers, I wasn't ready to hear it one more time. We are going to meet Guruji in Jalandhar. I've heard he's a very powerful and can change a person's destiny. I couldn't believe my mother had fallen for this one. Change a person's destiny? That's a new one. Mom gave me one of her looks that told me that my not going wasn't an option. Soon, along with my mother, grandfather, and my sister, I was on my way to meet the great Guruji who changed destinies. We reached the temple in Jalandhar at about 11 a.m. and were told that it was closed for the day as Guruji was resting. As soon as we were told this, word came from him that we should be permitted to come in. We were made to sit in the temple and were offered tea. Guruji walked in soon after and asked us to sit next to him. How do I describe Guruji? I guess I can say he was bald and wore silk robes that seemed out of the world. But the truth is, even an ordinary person like me could see that there was something very different about him. His face had a glow of thousand bulbs. There was a fragrance around him that smelt divine. And his eyes seemed to pierce through a person's soul. He had the aura of a king and yet was as humble, kind, and loving like a father. I was speechless. Tera naam ki hai? What is your name? He asked me. Sukhmani, I answered proudly, since I was very fond of my name. Bada changa naam hai. It's a very nice name, he replied. He gave me a long look and told me about the health issues I had been facing since a few years. I couldn't believe that someone who had just met me briefly could tell me about my illnesses. I remember all the other saints I visited had to be told of the problems I was going through. But this was the first time I'd met someone who already knew. He seemed to read me like a book. Guruji was like a magnet I could not pull away from. Even though I had a few questions, I didn't, however, have any doubts that had finally come to the right place. I had come home. In the few hours that we spent with him that day, I felt so much of love and affection from him and for him that by the end of the day I didn't want to go back home. We were told to come regularly for next 15 days and strangely I looked forward to meeting him again. To the amusement of my family, I used to be the first one to get ready and waiting to be taken to Guruji. The next day when we entered the temple, Guruji suddenly looked at my mother and said, "Tu Karminder Kaur di beti hai? You are Karminder Kaur's daughter?" No one could have possibly told my grandmother's name. ਤੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ ਤੂੰ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ 70 ਸਾਲ ਦੀ ਤਪੱਸਿਆ ਬਾਅਦ ਆਈ ਹੈ. Do you know you have come back to me after 70 years of meditation? My mother was only 43 at that time, which only meant he was talking about her previous lifetime. He told her that she had been with him in her past 2 lifetimes. Being a student of psychology, I was greatly fascinated by the subject of past life and life after death. Needless to say, he knew about my fascination. He came and sat next to me on the floor and looked me in the eye. I tried to be brave and looked into his, and what I saw in them sent shivers down my spine. His eyeballs started to rotate, and in them I saw something. But I was so scared I quickly looked away. Guruji smiled and asked, "Do you know what transmigration of soul means?" I knew what it meant, but I couldn't find my tongue. Transmigration of souls is a belief among various cultures where it is believed that a soul never dies and keeps taking birth in a different body. He further asked, "Do you also know that a lot of souls from the West have taken birth in India at this moment?" On hearing this, my jaw dropped because since a few years I had been seeing flashes of my past lives, and most of them I wasn't in Indian. All that I saw about my past lives was later confirmed by Guruji. I could only but stare at him in amazement. How did he know? Seeing me badly shaken up, he turned to my mother and said, "आज मैं तेरी बेटी ਨੂੰ शिवजी ਦੇ ਥੋੜੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਵਾਤੇ. Today I have given your daughter a bit of Shivji's darshan. It is then that I realized that the image that was taking place shape in his eyeballs was probably of Shivji. Bring betel leaves worth rupees 100. I shall do Sukhmani's operation tomorrow." Guruji told my mother before giving us leave for the day. I had heard that Guruji cured people by placing betel leaves over the affected area. I had also seen a spoon next to his asan, which he used to carry into the room called the OPD room. This is scary business. I told my mother that there was no way I'm going to let anyone take me to that OPD and do some kind of an unconventional operation. The next day, I very hesitantly went back to him, and the first thing he asked my mother was about the betel leaves. All day I tried to get a glimpse of the room everyone called the OPD. The door always remained shut, and my imagination ran wild. Does he actually cut open people inside that room? What does he do with the spoon? Scoop things out? The thought was enough to make me panic and sweat. All this while, Guruji was reading my thoughts and having a laugh at my expense. He gave me a smile and finally asked my mother to hand him the betel leaves. He held them and said some prayer and handed back to her, saying, "Put these on Sukhmani's stomach for an hour. When you go home, and after an hour, dispose them in flowing water or bury them in a clean area." I took a breath of relief. We went back home and did as we were told, and I instantly felt an improvement in my health. "Apni beti menu de de. Give me your daughter," Guruji told my mother one day. I was shocked to hear this, as I actually thought my mother may just give me away to him. I imagined cleaning, sweeping, mopping, and cooking in his temple for the rest of my life. At that time, the very thought seemed depressing. "Guruji, मेरी दोनों बेटियां मैं आपको देती हूँ." "Guruji, both my daughters I give to you," said my mother. I looked at Guruji, hoping he didn't mean what I was thinking. He laughed at my foolish thoughts and said, "दोनों मेरियां एक खास बेटियां हैं, हन. They are both my special daughters." My family and friends thought I was Gnostic atheist, and I never bothered to correct them, nor did it hurt me to be called so. One morning, as I walked into his room, he said, "Lo, aa gayi Nastik, here comes the atheist." For the first time, it hurt me to hear that from him, but I kept quiet. He gave me one long look and then said, "नहीं, नास्तिक नहीं है, रब नाल नाराज है. ਤੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੈ ਰੱਬ ਦੂਸਰੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦਾ ਹੈ, ਤੇਰਾ ਨਹੀਂ." No, not an atheist. You are angry with God. You feel that God does for everyone else, but not you. Due to some incidences in my life, this is exactly how I had started to feel. And it gave me some solace to know that Guruji was aware of the facts. मैं हर जन्म ਵਿੱਚ ਤੇਰਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਸੀਗਾ. ਤੈਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਮੈਂ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਜਨਮ ਵਿੱਚ ਛੱਡ ਦਿਆਂਗਾ? I have been your guru in each of your past lives, said Guruji in a very loving tone. What makes you think I would let you go this time? Come and press my feet. I quickly got up and started pressing his feet. In the few days that I had seen him, one thing was certain. Not everyone could touch Guruji, and if he asked someone to press his feet, it was considered a great honor. I realized that the more I pressed, stronger was the fragrance coming from his feet. मेरे दोनों पैरों ते पदम है. I have padams in both my feet, said Guruji. At that time, I had no idea what a padam was, and neither did I understand the importance of what he had just told me. My mother, who was asked to press Guruji's hands, noticed that his hands were turning blue. She immediately pointed it out, thinking maybe something was wrong with him. Guruji, why are your hands turning blue? Mama, sounding concerned. Asi Shiv, I am Shiv, was all he said and smiled. Guruji lovingly called my mother Sukhi auntie. One day he called her and said, Sukhi auntie, तू रोज 2 बजे सवेरे उठ के गुरु नानक ਨੂੰ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਨੀਚੇ ਆਓ ਤੇ ਮੇਰੀ ਬੇਟੀਆਂ ਦੀ ਸ਼ਾਦੀ ਕਰੋ. You get up at 2 a.m. every morning and pray to Guru Nanak, asking him to come down and get your daughters married? Yes, Guruji, was all my mother could say. She was amazed to see how he mentioned her ardas exactly word to word, as she had been saying it for the past many years. Guruji smiled and said, ਤੂੰ ਰੱਬ ਨੂੰ ਬੁਲਾਇਆ ਕਰਦੀ ਸੀ ਲੈ ਮੈਂ ਹੁਣ ਆ ਗਿਆ ਹਾਂ. You asked God to come down to help you, and now I'm here. We were all so dazed that we didn't understand and register the depth of what he was saying. He took us all in his room and made us eat lunch with him. I noticed that he hardly ate much and distributed most of his food amongst us. ਹਰ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਮਹਾਪੁਰਸ਼ਾਂ ਦਾ ਮਹਾਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਨਸੀਬ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ. ਖਾਓ ਤੇ ਦੇਖੋ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਬਿਮਾਰੀਆਂ ਦੂਰ ਹੋ ਜਾਣਗੀ. Not everyone is lucky to get Mahaprasad from a Mahapurush. Eat and your ailments will disappear, said Guruji, and we all ate like it was our last meal. In these 15 days, Guruji gave us a lot of his time and very patiently answered all our questions. Every day the Sangat was given food first and Guruji ate after feeding everyone. This was the first place where I saw that 4-5 people ate from one plate without hesitation. Eating with spoons was highly discouraged by Guruji, and this was a major problem to someone like me who didn't know how to eat with my hands. Each time I tried to sneak into the kitchen, he would catch me and send me back saying, no spoons. Many times I was left with a lot of curry and no chapatis to eat it with. There were days when I had to use paper to scoop my curry. I also noticed that I was the only one who was given a green chili every day by Guruji. Each time I sat down to eat, he would come and give me a green chili or a chili pickle. I was never fond of eating chilies, and this seemed very strange to me. Many years later, when Guruji was in Delhi, he said, I see you don't have the kind of temper you had when you first met me. I agreed and laughingly said, Guruji, even I'm surprised that I don't get angry very often now. Guruji laughed loudly and said, मिर्चां खिला खिला के तेरा मैं गुस्सा कटिया है. It's thanks to all the chilies I have fed you. These days with Guruji were like heaven. He had embraced all of us and taken us under his wing. He was what my mother was searching for all these years. His love was what I was looking for all my life. You all have been given admission, said Guruji. What does that mean? I asked foolishly. Guruji replied, I have accepted you all as my disciple. I was obviously very happy to hear this, but I had to ask him another foolish question. Guruji, doesn't everyone become your disciple once they come to you? No, he said. नहीं, हर कोई मेरा चेला नहीं बन सकता. हले ते कई लोगों ਨੂੰ ਐਡਮਿਸ਼ਨ ਫਾਰਮ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲੇ. ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਐਡਮਿਸ਼ਨ ਤਾਂ ਮਿਲ ਗਈ, ਪਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਡਿਫਰੈਂਟ ਕਲਾਸਿਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋ. ਕੌਣ ਕਿਸ ਕਲਾਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਮਹਾਂਪੁਰਸ਼ ਦਾ ਸੀਕ੍ਰੇਟ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ. ਅਸੀਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਤਾ ਸਕਦੇ. Not everybody who comes to me can become my disciple. Some people haven't yet been given admission forms, he continued. Even though you have got admission, you are all in different classes. And that is a secret that saints don't reveal. Although I treat everyone equally, but my blessings are according to your individual levels. Guruji was soft and kind. yet at times no one could be as stern as him. Ego was something he never tolerated and often told people to leave theirs behind before coming to him. All he ever wanted from his disciple was unconditional love and surrender, and whoever gave him these, their every little need and desires were looked after. This is where my journey with my Guru started, or should I say, this was the point in time from where I resumed my journey with my Guru in this lifetime. Jai Guruji, Shukrana Guruji, Shukrana Guruji.